Hi everyone, it's Annette with ASCardDesign and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing an unboxing and this is the Simon Says Stamp January 2026 card kit called The Small Things. So let's go ahead and open the box and see what we have. Okay. So let's go ahead and break this down. All right, so let's go through what's inside the kit. First, you're going to get this beautiful 6x8 clear stamp set, and this is The Small Things, the name of the kit. And this is so cute. You're going to get all these little trees and snowflakes, some little forest animals, some deer, an owl, a fox, a bunny. You got these little elements that are scarves that you can stamp and put right on your animals there. And then your greetings, find magic in the small things, warm birthday wishes, nature reminds us to keep going, grateful for you in every season, and with thanks. And this is a really nice stamp set. It's more than just Christmas. You can use this for winter birthdays or anything with just a nice winter scene. So I love that. So that's the first thing. And then we have this Simon Says Stamp Crystal Snowflake 4x4 stencil. That'll just make a really beautiful design, and you can do those in two tones, but I kind of like that blue, and I might play around with that, with those colors. You're also going to get the Crystal Snowflake coordinating die set. So this die will cut out the snowflake, and then you also get another die in there. It's kind of a 2-for-1 with the winter's gift, and that could become a tag. So that's a lot of fun. And then we're going to have the snowy tree die set, and this is 3 separate dies. You have the shadow layer, the tree, and then the snow effects. So very fun, and that would be real fun with white glitter cardstock. So that's a lot of fun. And then this, I'm going to turn it over so you can really see it. The 3D embossing folder, Pixie Snowflake. Now, I love a good 3D embossing folder, and this is so pretty. I love how it's coming off the edge, so it's kind of coming into the frame. I really love that. This would look great on a dark, like a navy cardstock with maybe white pigment ink, or even embossing ink with some gold embossing powder. Very pretty. So I have all kinds of ideas with that. Oh, and first and foremost, we have our sugar, our mini charms pop. I'll save that for later. And then we also have 1 jar of Tim Holtz Ranger Mini Twinkle texture pastes. So texture pastes are a lot of fun. And then we have a container of Simon Says Stamp Positively Dazzling Gems in the cool tones. These are really pretty. So those you can use for shaker cards. Let me see if I can open this. And these are very, very pretty. So you could add those right on top of your card panel or in a shaker card. All right, so let's put those away for now. Oop, you get back in there. And then you're going to get 12 double-sided sheets of La La Land Crafts Winter Forest 6x6 pattern papers. Now, these are so pretty. I love the grayscale, but you're going to have a solid pattern on one side, and then on the flip side you're either going to have a split seam where you could make a mini slimline, or you could chop them up however you want, or you have a quad seam here, so you can chop them up and make tags or just different elements on the front of a card. But these are stunning. Ugh, I just love them. So I want to show you all of these because they're just so pretty. Look at that. I love that sun setting or sun rising through the forest. Very nice. And there you go. I could just see those deer or the fox on that. Beautiful for slim lines. I've never made a mini slim line, so maybe I'll do that in an upcoming video. I'm not going to do that today though. And then look at these. So pretty. All right. These are just gorgeous. So far, I am absolutely loving this kit. Very nice. Okay, let's see what we have here next. You're going to get 1/4 sheet of Simon Says Stamp holographic lava cardstock. Look at that. All that shine, and a coordinating envelope. And this is a US A2 size envelope. So isn't that a lot of fun? You're going to get 1 sheet of Tim Holtz Ideology Silver Craft Metallic Cardstock. And then you're going to get 1 sheet each of the Simon Says Stamp Heavyweight Cardstock in Soft Navy, Sage, and then 1 sheet of Nina Solar White Heavyweight Cardstock. All right, let me get this all cleared up and we'll make a card project. And that is our little die cut element. Isn't that cute? We're going to make a tag out of that and hang that on the snowflake. So what we're going to do next is bring in the embossing folder, the 3D embossing folder. I'm going to go ahead and run this navy cardstock through the embossing folder. I'll do that off camera and then we'll come back and see what it looks like. All right, I ran that through the embossing folder and this is our resulting panel. Look at that. Look at all that gorgeous dimension on that snowflake. It just looks like mountains coming off the cardstock. All right, so let's go ahead and put this quick card together. I'm bringing in a card base that is 8.5 by 5.5 inches, scored at 4 1/4, and we're just going to go ahead and glue this right down to the card base. Now you could raise it up on foam tape. That would be perfectly fine. I'm just going to go ahead and glue it down, and I'm going to be using the Simon Says Stamp Positively Perfect Craft Glue for this. So we'll go ahead and put some of that on the back. I want to make sure I get all the edges. And then we'll just center that on the front of the card base. Okay, and that's our card so far. My camera's having a hard time with this white background, I think. And then we'll go ahead and glue down our little winter gift element, and then we'll finish it off with a bow and maybe some of those sequins. See, but I'm going to go ahead and just hit the edges, these little tips, just to make sure that they're secure. That looks good. And I think we'll just go ahead and place it right here, or maybe right here, kind of right in the center off to the right. Okay, so we'll just glue that down. I'm just going to set something heavy on it just so it'll adhere. And then what I like to do is I'm going to make a bow out of this twine, and this is just some white twine with some gold threading through it. Looks like silver and gold. I'm going to cut the end because it's a little bit frayed. And then we'll just make a loop and then go around and bring that through. And then you can adjust the size of your loop. That is just a very easy way to make a quick bow with your twine. And just kind of work it and adjust it, and then you can cut the tails off however long you want them. I'm going to err on the side of longer because I'm going to cut it a little bit shorter. That'll go on kind of like that. We'll make these tails a little bit shorter. And then I'm just going to stick some glue right on here and maybe right in there, the dot there. And that's just a sweet little bow. Let's go ahead and put some gems on here. So I found some of the kind of like a turquoise gems out of this mix and made an arrangement. I'm just going to go ahead and glue those down. Just put a small dot of glue down. And that is our finished card from this kit. Beautiful embossed snowflake, this little tag. We added a bow and some little gems. I really like how this came out. And I am going to make a couple other cards, so be looking for those using the same card kit. So be on the lookout for those. And I'll put a link to another video that I think you might enjoy at the end of this video. And I will make a playlist with this card kit so you can easily find the cards that I'm going to be making with it. So I want to thank you for spending some time with me today. And thank you for subscribing. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. And until then, have a great day.